Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Thursday, so we're going to be taking a look at the single game showdown slate for the Thursday night football game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Minnesota Vikings. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down my player pool, my core player picks, and then it's going to be a little bit different this week. I'm going to show you guys two different lineups that I've built for both Fanduel and Draftkings. Instead of showing you one and then building one together, just doing a little bit quicker this week overall. In terms of the player pool, we're going to start off on the Draftkings side. So Justin Jefferson, wide receiver for the Vikings, is $11,000. He's definitely in play. He has a ton of upside, especially with Adam Thielen out. However, he is the priciest player on the Draftkings side overall. Then we move down to Dalvin Cook, $10,800. If he does end up playing, it's a hard play to get to just because he may be limited in some point or fashion. But that should drive down his ownership a little bit too. So in terms of contrarian play, I don't think it's a bad one by any means. Then Kirk Cousins, $10,400. Definitely going to be in play. Definitely going to be in most lineups tonight. Deontay Johnson at $10,400 as well. Obviously, it's a popular wide receiver. A lot of people do like Deontay Johnson. He should have a good amount of ownership tonight. Definitely in play once again. Then we move down to Alexander Mattison at $9,800. Obviously, if Dalvin Cook does not play, he's going to be very popular. If Cook does end up playing, I expect some type of timeshare split. And then Madison's going to be more your contrarian play, maybe gets in the end zone, finds that touchdown, and helps your lineup out overall that way, but it's a little bit riskier play if Dalvin Cook is in the lineup. Then we move down to Ben Roethlisberger at $9,000, which is just a stupid price tag because quarterbacks typically are closer to $10,000. We saw Teddy Bridgewater be $9,800 on the last slate that he was on. And you can't tell me Teddy Bridgewater is better than Ben Roethlisberger. I know people trash Ben Roethlisberger and say he's not as good now. And there's no way Teddy's better than him by $800. No, that's just stupid pricing. So Ben Roethlisberger definitely in play in tonight's slate. And the Vikings defense isn't that great overall. Then we have Chase Claypool at $7,400. Definitely in play. A little bit concerned as he was kind of limited the last game out. But hopefully that is not a concern for this one as well. But definitely offers a lot of upside for that price tag overall. Pat Freiermuth at $6,600, definitely a fair play, definitely a threat for a touchdown at any point during this game. Tyler Conklin, his counterpart, at $6,200, should see some increased volume. Not my favorite play in the world, but I will have some exposure to him. KJ Osborne, one of my favorite plays on this slate overall at $5,600 for the wide receiver 2 for the Vikings for this game. You could definitely do a lot worse. He does have pretty good upside compared to his price tag. Both kickers are in play with Greg Joseph and Chris Boswell at $4,000 and $3,800 respectively, so definitely can take a look at them this week. And then Ray McLeod at $3,200, played 67% of snaps last week. We'll see if that trend continues this week. You know, a little bit more than I'd like to pay for him, but he's definitely in play once again. And then last but not least, D.D. Westbrook, the wide receiver 3 for the Vikings in this game, $2,200. Offers a little bit of upside. Obviously, has always been a big play, speed type of guy, even though he's played most of his career in the slot at the NFL level at least. In terms of core plays, it's really a short list for me this week. On the DraftKings side, I have Najee Harris, Ben Roethlisberger, and KJ Osborne. All guys that I think are underpriced at this point in time, so when you're paying up for their captain spot, it's not driving their price tag up too crazily. Then on the FanDuel side, we got Kirk Cousins, $16,000, so he's the most expensive one on the FanDuel side. You know, definitely that quarterback position has the more point scoring upside. I do like Kirk Cousins quite a bit in this one. Ben Roethlisberger is $15,000, so he's definitely in play once again. Najee Harris at $14,000. Pretty good price tag to him. Sometimes on these slates, you'll see him closer to those quarterback price tags. So I'm not going to complain there. Justin Jefferson, $13,500, definitely in play. Deontay Johnson, $13,000 overall. Those guys are both in play for me, both the top wide receivers on their respective teams. Then we get Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison coming in at the exact same price. So if Cook plays, I expect Cook would be more popular. Maybe you want to pivot down to Alexander Mattison at the same price for a little bit less ownership. I'm just not convinced that Dalvin Cook ends up playing tonight either way, but we'll just have to see. Then we have Chase Claypool at $10,000. Definitely like that price tag for him overall. As I mentioned on the DraftKings side, offers a ton of upside. A little bit of risk there as well, but definitely not a bad play on it by any means on the FanDuel side tonight. Pat Freiermuth at $9,500. A little bit cheaper than Chase Claypool. Has similar touchdown upside, but not quite that big playability. So if I can pay up to Chase Claypool, I'm probably going to do it. Tyler Conklin at $8,500. Like I said on the DraftKings side, yes, he's probably going to have some more increased volume in this game. We'll see how that ends up happening, but I'm probably just going to pay down to KJ Osborne for $500 less, as that is a very, very good price tag overall. And then those 2 wide receiver threes for both teams, Ray McCloud and D.D. Westbrook, both coming in at $6,500 if you're looking to be a little bit different and save some money. In terms of core captain plays for FanDuel, it's pretty simple for me. Mainly looking at Kirk Cousins, Ben Roethlisberger, and Najee Harris. You could definitely look at Justin Jefferson and Deontay Johnson if you want to go there. Make your lineup just a little bit more unique as well. But with that being said, that's a quick little look at my player pool and core captain pick for this slate overall. Just trying to run through this real quick this morning, but we'll go over to Draftkings and I'll show you guys the 2 lineups that I do have built over there. So this is the first one I got. This is going to be the 3-3 line. So I have KJ Osborne in the captain spot, Kirk Cousins, and then Justin Jefferson. So pairing Kirk Cousins with the top 2 wide receivers, paying down at KJ Osborne in the captain spot, save a little bit of money and pay up for players elsewhere. Then I have Ben Roethlisberger at $9,000, pairing him with Chase Claypool for $7,400. And then the way my price tag worked out, I had enough room to slip Chris Boswell in at $3,800. You know, typically I'm not looking to do 3-3 stacks, but I think this is going to be a pretty fair balance game. Like, both teams are going to be back and forth. I don't think anybody's going to blow away with the lead, so I don't have a problem doing that tonight. Then on the opposite side, I made one that was a little bit more unique as a 5-1 stack. So this is a Pittsburgh stack with Ben Roethlisberger in the captain spot, pairing him with Deontay Johnson, Pat Freiermuth, and Ray McCloud. Then we're putting Najee Harris in the backfield and then Tyler Conklin as my lone Minnesota Vikings option. That could also be KJ Osborne. Just depends on how you want to play out your salary. Definitely an interesting line. Definitely one that you're probably not going to see a lot of tonight. But like I mentioned already, I think this game is going to be a little bit more balanced. So this line's probably not going to pay off tonight, but just an example of what you could do as well. As single game slates are all about telling a story, telling a narrative of how you think a game could potentially play out. Then we'll move over to the FanDuel side. So on the FanDuel side, I built both these lineups as 4-1 stacks. So for the Vikings one, I put Kirk Cousins in the captain spot, pairing him up with KJ Osborne, Justin Jefferson, and Tyler Conklin. So all 3 receiving options, and then Najee Harris on the opposite side of the game. I think that's a solid little build there. Maybe one that you throw out in a GPP, not anything I'm looking to play in like cash or anything like that, but offers a little bit of upside overall. And then on the opposite side, I built one with the Pittsburgh stack for the 4-1. So we got Ben Roethlisberger, Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool. So Ben Roethlisberger is 2 top wide receivers, the running back, and then bringing it back with KJ Osborne at $8,000, which is a price tag that I do like quite a bit. So that's just a couple of different examples of what you could do on the FanDuel side, especially if you're looking at 4-1. Probably going to go 3-2 myself for most of my lineups, but just a couple different examples. Like I already mentioned on the DraftKings side, it's all about telling a story, a narrative, how you think this game's going to go. You know, there's a couple moving pieces in play for this game overall, mainly if Dalvin Cook ends up playing or not. Obviously, if Dalvin Cook doesn't play, then Alexander Mattison looks a lot better on both sites tonight. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on the Thursday night single game showdown slate for both FanDuel and DraftKings. If you guys have any questions about certain players in this slate overall tonight, be sure to leave them down in the comments below. I may also throw in some projected ownership, some good captain plays based on their projection ownership in the comments. If not that, I'll definitely have it on my Twitter page as well. So if you're on Twitter, make sure you're following me at CoachCraigSports, and you'll get some of that information there as well. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers. Helping you with your DFS, whether it's NFL or NBA. Helping you with your fantasy football teams. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post a new video. And like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos, as well as 5 days of fantasy football or NFL DFS content. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you have that notification bell turned on so you never miss a beat. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.